This episode of TechNewsDay is not sponsored, and due to the fact that we'll be talking about COVID-19, the only thing that's happening in the world right now, this video is also going to get demonetized. So this episode is sponsored entirely by our Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Thanks! Now, before we get to the COVID stuff, let's talk about some non-COVID news that's very much in our wheelhouse. Toilet news. Whether it's bidets or big dick toilets or hostile workplace toilets tilted to make sitting on them uncomfortable, we love toilet news. And this week, we bring you a new toilet concept that has the potential to save your life. As long as you're okay with having a camera in the toilet recording all those BMs.
It's a real devil's bargain.
Yeah.
So researchers from Stanford University have come up with a toilet that allows you to monitor, track, and analyze your shits the same way a Fitbit tracks your heart rate and sleep cycles. This involves several components. Pressure and motion sensors track the frequency and duration of your toilet sessions. A test strip that you pee on analyzes your urine for any health red flags. And, of course, multiple cameras record the flow of your piss and the quality of your deuces. But wait, you say, multiple people in my house use the same toilet. How can this smart toilet tell us all apart? Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, the study's author, Sam Gambier, he said in a press release, the whole point is to provide precise, individualized health feedback. So we needed to make sure the toilet could discern between users. To do so, we made a flush lever that reads fingerprints.
Oh, okay. A flush lever.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it turns out that this wasn't foolproof enough since one person might use the toilet, but another person might flush it. So one of this smart toilet's many cameras is its anus camera, which recognizes each user by their own unique ass print or anal print.
Anal print.
Yeah, quote, we know it seems weird, but as it turns out, your anal print is unique.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to sell all those fleshlights with different porn stars' butthole models on them.
It's not a chocolate starfish, it's a chocolate snowflake. And
Yes.
each one is
Delicious.
special and unique.
Yeah.
And hey, having all these cameras and sensors looking at you where the sun don't shine, it could, in fact, save your life. Stuff like bladder cancer and kidney failure would be detected and forwarded straight to your doctor. Where do I sign up, right? Well, according to the press release, quote, it's still early days, though, with a total of 21 participants having tested the toilet over the course of several months. To get a better feel for user acceptance more broadly, the team surveyed 300 prospective smart toilet users. About 37% said they were somewhat comfortable with the idea, and 15% said they were very comfortable with the idea of bearing it all in the name of precision health.
Now, they had a way to monitor your BMs, but how do they monetize them? And here you go. The people who are very curious about this can start an OnlyFans or ChatterBait account where their daily BMs and urine
Does it have an HDMI output?
Exactly, yeah. Can you tell me when people are tipping me? I will keep the flow going.
I just love it. It's like the vast majority of people are like, fuck no. And
very
then just a small
amount.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
I am very interested in this.
Cameras in the toilet, you say? How many cameras? 4? 5?
I would, we're all a little bit curious about the weight. I think that, you don't need a camera for that, but a little weight sensor in there, make a fun competition.
Well, yeah, they said they're
Post your scores online.
They're open to adding more and more components. The shit version right now, it's literally just a camera that uses machine learning to, analyze the hardness and wetness of your deuces.
Well, that's cool, I think.
But yeah, some sort of weight sensor, some sort of, sticking a little Q-tip in there, testing your gut biome. The possibilities are endless.
Yes.
So that's cool.
It's also something to look forward to. It's going to be a fun future. I mean, we gave away a lot of privacy when we got smartphones. What's the difference here?
I got nothing to hide.
Exactly. What are you scared of? You scared of a little shit camera? Is that it? Anyway, speaking of shit, here's a little update on Adam Newman, the ousted and disgraced founder of WeWork, a very silly company. Now, he's no longer a billionaire. At the height of WeWork's hype, Newman was worth a reported $14 billion. That's the peak around WeWork. But now, it's reportedly dropped to a mere, sad, hate to see it, disgustingly low $450 million.
What a poor scrub.
After SoftBank scrapped a plan to buy up billions in WeWork stock. The WeWork guy is now 97% less rich than he was back when he was talking about living forever and becoming president of the world, which, hey, that's cool, but he's still got way more money than anyone watching this will ever have. Prove us wrong. The Patreon link is below.
Yeah. Are you a bad enough dude to
drop $100 million on our show so we never have to work again?
But they're like, he's lost 97% of his wealth. Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's kind of
No,
a cool
he's
thing.
still richer than 99.9% of people.
Oh, it's like all those scenarios online where people say he could spend this much of his wealth and still be extremely wealthy. It came true.
Yeah.
Except he didn't get to spend it on anything. He just lost it all.
He just lost it.
Yeah.
Speaking of billionaires losing money, Twitter and Square founder and CEO Jack Dorsey is worth only around $3.5 billion.
Poor.
But this week, he pledged to move $1 billion of his Square equity into a new fund that he has set up for COVID-19 relief. The whole thing is super vague at this point, but he's promising that the whole thing will be tracked in a transparent way, and that once COVID is dealt with, the fund will shift to focusing on girls' health and education, and also universal basic income.
Oh.
This is obviously not a solution to all the world's problems. It's just one rich guy. But it's nice to see rich people willing to part with more of their wealth than the usual equivalent of pocket change that you see from other billionaires.
Stop complaining.
How much have you donated?
Anyway, speaking of rich people, Martin Shkreli never got the chance to join the Tres Commas Club. So that was because of, obviously, his many crimes.
The crimes, yeah.
Yeah, it was all the crimes. He's in prison, so he can't even join it. But he totally would become a billionaire at some point if it weren't for all those pesky laws that got in the way.
Come on.
He was fast-tracked.
Yeah.
Now, Shkreli is not eligible for release until 2023 at the earliest, which really sucks for him right now because we're in the midst of a global pandemic. And not only is that bad for the prison population, but this is the pharma bro we're talking about, and the world needs pharma bros now more than ever. Mm-hmm. Or at least that's his reasoning for requesting a temporary 3-month release from prison so that he can develop a cure for coronavirus. How could this go wrong? This week, Shkreli and some associates at a pharma company he founded back in 2015 after getting ousted from another pharma company released a scientific paper in which they lay out one potential drug treatment for the disease. It's all very scientific and hard to understand, but at the end, Shkreli says the following in his author statement.
I am asking for a brief furlough, 3 months, to assist in research work on COVID-19. Being released to the post-COVID world is no solace to even the incarcerated. As a successful 2-time biopharma entrepreneur, having purchased multiple companies, invented multiple new drug candidates, filed numerous INDs and clinical trial applications, I am one of the few executives experienced in all aspects of drug development from molecule creation and hypothesis generation to preclinical assessments and clinical trial design/target engagement demonstration, and manufacturing/synthesis and global logistics and deployment of medicines. For the avoidance of doubt, I have not been paid for any work on this matter or any other matter while incarcerated. I do not expect a profit in any way, shape, or form from coronavirus-related treatments. I believe any company developing a coronavirus drug should seek to recoup its cost at most and be willing to perform the work as a civil service at the least. If the government is willing to reward industry for their work on this catastrophic situation, it will be at each company's discretion to accept, negotiate, or deny such funding, including bulk purchases, cost reimbursement, tax credits, and other benefits.
He also described the current pharmaceutical industry response to COVID-19 as inadequate and said that, quote, medicinal chemists, structural biologists, enzymologists, and assay development and research biology departments at every pharmaceutical company should be put to work until COVID-19 is no more. Now, it's hard to really disagree with any of this, and also just be really funny if the person who ends up saving the world from this current pandemic is Martin fucking Shkreli.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be a great end of the chapter for this section of the book. It would be one hell of a character arc. I think we can all agree on that, and honestly, it would pretty fully redeem him in our eyes.
Yeah.
This is the redemption arc. Elon Musk has had many, and then they fall flat. Yeah. He is constantly flattening his own curve.
I think Martin Shkreli is probably smarter than Elon Musk.
Could be. Now, given his background, it doesn't seem particularly likely that this wish will be granted, and just because he promises something, even if it were true that he could solve this crisis, it doesn't mean that he, A, wouldn't actually not profit off of it, and B, wouldn't just fucking go hide somewhere after 3 months.
Disappear.
Yeah.
Tricked you.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't trust him completely here. But I'm open to the idea that he has learned his lesson in jail and is now willing to pay it forward. We should handcuff him to O.J. Simpson, who desperately wants to find a cure so he can continue golfing. Yeah. O.J. Simpson will make sure this guy gets it done and doesn't escape. One hell of a buddy comedy.
Yes.
Martin and O.J.
Yeah.
Shkreli and Simpson. Mm-hmm. Speaking of pharmaceutical treatments for COVID-19, one drug that comes up quite a lot is hydroxychloroquine, a drug mainly used for malaria and lupus.
But don't confuse it with the fish tank drug.
Yeah. That one is not safe.
No.
You will die. Mm-hmm. One of the main reasons that this has come up, though, is because the president can't stop talking about it, even urging people to take it in order to prevent getting coronavirus in the first place. Quote, "What do you have to lose? They say take it. I'm not looking at it one way or the other. If it does work, it would be a shame if we didn't do it early. I've seen things that I sort of like, so what do I know? I'm not a doctor.
I read that as, I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys take it?
A glowing endorsement from our commander-in-chief. Meanwhile, though, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the guy who actually doesn't know what he's talking about and is a doctor, he disagrees and says there's so far no real evidence to support it. But hey, what the hell does he know?
Yeah, he has no experience in a just completely caution to the wind blind taste test of this medicine.
How many reality shows have you hosted?
Exactly.
Dr. Fauci.
Mm-hmm. You got to command an audience, Mr. Fauci. Anyways, how did Trump and so many others become convinced that hydroxychloroquine was the answer to all their problems? Are they really scientists in disguise? Are they the real doctors on the front lines? No, they're not. Turns out it all started back in early March when some scientists in France did an experiment to test the drug's efficacy. It wasn't a very good study, though. It wasn't double-blind or randomized or controlled. 3 of the patients who took the drug ended up in the ICU. 1 died, 1 left the hospital, and 1 stopped taking it due to nausea. When you see one of those commercials on TV that has all the side effects and you're like, really? I think I'd just die instead. This is kind of one of those where you see the ad and everyone's like pushing their grandkids on a stroller, and it's like, you're going to have diarrhea, you're going to be throwing up, you'll probably end up in ICU and die.
Possible
but at least
side effect,
you tried.
Total organ failure, your head falling off your body.
Yeah.
All those things.
But you tried.
Yeah.
Do it for her.
Yeah.
So none of the patients that had the pretty bad side effects, none of those 6 patients were included in the results. Now, there's definitely some evidence that the drug does improve recovery time, but in general, the scientific community sees the experiment as flawed and unscientific.
Yeah, but before that study had time to really face any scrutiny, a lawyer who falsely claimed to be an advisor to Stanford Medical School went on Tucker Carlson's show and claimed that hydroxychloroquine was found to have a 100% cure rate.
Wow.
Then a bunch of Silicon Valley guys, including Elon Musk, shared links to a Google Doc written about the study by people with no real connection to it, but formatted to look like an actual scientific paper. And then people like Laura Ingraham and Rudy Giuliani started tweeting about the drug's efficacy as well. All these people had their tweets like deleted by Twitter because Twitter actually...
they hold you ransom. They hold your account ransom until you delete the tweet. Then they give you your account back.
Yeah. This is medical advice, and probably shouldn't be tweeting out just completely unverified medical advice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, a different group of French researchers to the original one, this new group, they copied the original experiment, but they didn't achieve the same results. They said they found no evidence of a strong antiviral activity or clinical benefit from the drug, and they said that more clinical trials were necessary.
But if you watch the press conferences every day, Elliot, he mentions it frequently and how it's the miracle drug that no one's looking at.
I just think he likes saying it. It's a long, complex word.
It's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, it makes you sound smart just saying it.
Makes you sound smart.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, hospitals, they're at least trying, because they're pretty much trying anything.
Yeah.
In severe cases, there aren't a lot of options, and anecdotally, doctors are reporting that it seems pretty much useless against severe cases, but might be helpful for people in the early stages of the disease.
Good thing in this country, people go to the doctor the second they start feeling sick, instead of waiting until everything's gotten way worse.
That's exactly how it always plays out throughout the history of America.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, here's the fun word. Hydroxychloroquine, it might help against COVID-19, but literally no one knows for sure until a lot more testing is done. And until then, it's pretty irresponsible to act like it's a magical cure. Also, apparently Trump's family trust is invested in a mutual fund whose largest holding is one of the manufacturers of hydroxychloroquine, which is pretty shady considering how much he's been promoting it, but I'm sure he was doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
Yeah, he's probably got money in a lot of things, guys.
Yes.
Why would our president seek to enrich himself through self-dealing of any kind?
Yeah.
That violates the emoluments clause.
Yeah. Also, like a lot of people don't talk about this, but also a lot of other people are saying that his casino, it didn't get shut down. He closed it to stop gambling. He's like, gambling? Pretty evil.
It is a vice.
I walked into this casino. I didn't realize how many people could get addicted to gambling, so I shut it down.
No one knew casinos had gambling in them.
I had to start one to figure it out for myself.
Anyways, no ads this week.
There you go, freebie for you.
But what we do have is Phil Lorigo reporting from quarantine, again, about some even dumber misinformation than what we just talked about with hydroxychloroquine. What do you got for us, Phil?
Remember when Catherine Zeta-Jones was telling us that T-Mobile had the fastest network around? And Luke Wilson, well, he was AT&T's spokesman for a bit. And with nationwide 5G launching soon, it only makes sense that celebrities are talking about it. And they're telling us 5G is going to change our lives, but not really in the way that I expected. What's John Cusack got to say? 5G will be proven to be very, very bad for people's health. Huh. Rapper MIA tweeted, I don't think 5G gives you COVID-19. I think it can confuse or slow the body down in healing process as body is learning to cope with new signals, wavelengths, frequency, etc. at same time as CoV. Whoa. So there's something that I had not previously put together until I started doing research on this topic, and hoo boy, am I way behind the times when it comes to thinking 5G is not only bad for you, but may have awoken COVID-19, caused the virus, or is part of a new world order to cull and then control the population of Earth. Buckle up, shit's about to get real weird. Okay, so let's start all this at the first reply to that MIA tweet, which features this video, which is equal parts InfoWars, PS1 era cutscene, and deep fried meme. So I went down the rabbit hole of who holds the stance that 5G as a whole is bad, and let me tell you, you know what, let me just show you some of the trash floating out there. On BitChute, there's an hour-long video with over 800,000 views titled Important Information on Coronavirus 5G Kong Flu. Okay, let's do a quick scavenger hunt on this page, and you don't even have to watch the video, let's just take a look. Okay, help us grow, and they have accept crypto, right, check. You've got the Eye of Providence, or better known as the Creepy Eye of Conspiracies, check. A video whose thumbnail states, why the hell do we need a new world order? Check. And the comments, oh boy, the comments. See a 5G antenna? You know what to do. Mazel tov cocktail. Nice. Molotov, dude. Mazel tov is a Hebrew greeting. The prosecution rests. But let's dig into those comments, because were they implying that you should throw Mazel tov cocktails at 5G towers to destroy them? People are literally destroying cell towers over 5G coronavirus conspiracy. Oh boy. At least 3 5G towers were set ablaze within the past week, with police and fire services calling to extinguish the flames. Incidents in Birmingham and Liverpool are being investigated according to the BBC. And why would they be doing this? Because they believe in stuff like this. 2003, 3G introduced to the world. SARS outbreak. 2009, 4G introduced to the world. Swine flu outbreak. 2020, 5G introduced to the world. Coronavirus outbreak. Wait, 2020, that's called COVID-19 because it came out in 2019. You know what, let's just not sweat the details, because I don't think any of these people do. So that tweet has since been deleted by the poster or removed by Twitter. Why would that happen? Because sites are banning conspiracies linking 5G and COVID-19. In these already insane times, sites are trying to remove blatant misinformation, tying the two together. That's simply not true. David Icke posted a video on YouTube that linked 5G to COVID-19, and it was promptly taken down. Other people keep uploading it, because the man's silencing them, and guess what? It keeps getting taken down. I didn't know who David Icke was, and according to his Twitter bio, he's a groundbreaking author and public speaker. According to Wikipedia, he's an English conspiracy theorist. Not sure who to believe, so let's check out his Twitter feed. There's a lot of low-quality memes here, but the winner for me is 5G at 60 hertz stops humans absorbing oxygen. Fact. Check it out. The idiot media won't. Okay, I'm going to say Wikipedia's right on that one. After YouTube took his video down, David Icke responded with this video titled Urgent from David Icke, Need Your Help. And 5 seconds into the video, we're punched in the face with an ad claiming, we give you no nonsense and no bullshit advice you will never get from the mainstream financial industry. Fuck you. Using this worldwide crisis to prey on people's fear and insecurities, claiming to have the cure for this, or in this case, financial advice to make money that no one else has, especially not the mainstream media or mainstream financial institutions. These are some real pieces of shit elevating themselves to God tier pieces of shit. I talked to my mom this week on the phone, and she said someone called her from an international pharmacy claiming to be selling drugs she just can't get anywhere else. Just as events like this bring out the best in humanity, they clearly bring out the worst as well. But hold on, Phil, are these conspiracies or the truth? I understand I'm usually the tinfoil hat guy who's always saying we're being tracked and watched, that we should protect ourselves from the government who, in this case, actually is tracking and watching us under the pretext of this global crisis, to see where the virus goes and who's got it and who's staying home. But look, And I have been wrong about conspiracies in the past, such as Apple slowing down phones. A couple years ago, my friends were asking, I was like, no, Apple is not slowing down your iPhone 6 when the 7 comes out. And guess what? They were. I was wrong. And that was some extremely Phil-centric shit that I should have been right about. But this one, still, I don't know, I was wrong once, but I don't think I'm wrong with COVID-19 being related to the rollout of 5G. I mean, I think they're both happening at the same time, but, you know, I'm wearing a sweater. That didn't cause either of these. So if you look at any reputable news outlet or scientists or, I don't know, person you should trust, they all basically say the same thing. Nope, they're not related. Snopes is full of debunked hoaxes such as 5G killing birds, not true, requiring hazmat suits for installers, not true, and Japan banning 5G over health concerns, all not true. But for every Snopes debunking, you get another Woody Harrelson posting a report on Instagram about the negative effects of 5G. He said, I haven't fully vetted it, find it very interesting. He wrote of the report claiming that 5G radiation is exacerbating the contagion spread and making it more lethal. The post is now deleted. Did the Freemasons get to him? Was it the government? Maybe they put a chip in his head. You think about it, but yeah, look, the world is an absolutely terrifying place right now, and I'm sure it makes some people feel better to connect the dots like Pepe Sylvia. It makes them feel important, makes them feel useful and empowered, and, you know, some people are even using this to scam other scared people out of their money. And could any large organization be behind painting 5G as a villain, I wonder? Oh, maybe this cool new band I heard of called Russia. They're making a lot of moves these days. If you find all of this stuff overwhelming, here's a great tip. Unplug for a day. One day, that's it. No Twitter, no news, no social media. You can keep playing games and walking your dog and making bread or whatever you do. Just make it offline. It can do wonders for your mental state. I took a whole weekend off 2 weeks ago, and that tight feeling I had in my chest that swells every time you refresh Twitter, it's gone. It's gone, man. But it's back now, baby. Maybe I'll unplug again this weekend. So I did mention games, so here's something that can be a little soul bleach for everyone out there. Google is making its game streaming service Stadia Pro free for 2 months. There are only 9 games available, but hey, this is a win-win. Either you love Stadia and play some free games, or you can complain about the free thing you got for free and everyone knows that makes you feel better. You didn't pay for it, but it's your right as a human. So whatever you do, be safe, stay home, and maybe do a Bob Ross puzzle, huh? You know? Happy little jigsaws.
Thanks. I am filled in. All right, just a few more news tidbits before we let you go. The big ventilator shortage that has the potential to leave a lot of people dead once the number of COVID cases peaks is, fortunately, looking like it might be less of a problem thanks to all the companies that have mobilized to quickly build them. Companies like Ford, GM, Foxconn, and various other component companies have all joined in on the effort. And here in California, our governor has even claimed that, at least for now, we got more than we need. Ship them off. Yeah. That might not be entirely true, or it might be presumptuous.
He announced that. He's like, we're sending all of our extra ventilators to New York. And then there was like hospitals in California. They're like,
hello?
We've been asking for ventilators for a couple weeks now. Maybe my email ended up in the spam
Have you seen
folder.
the press that Cuomo's been getting? People are calling themselves Cuomo-sexual.
Get that the fuck out of here.
He wants some of that attention.
I love that Andrew Cuomo. No Cuomo, though.
No Cuomo.
God damn it.
Might not be true that we don't need all of them. It seems a bit presumptuous to me, but we have been doing a decent job here in California of flattening the curve. So
some of us have.
Yeah. At least things are starting to sound more optimistic than they previously were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even gaming PC manufacturer Main Gear has gotten in on ventilator manufacturing with their own ventilator that's clearly built inside of a gaming PC chassis. It's got a touchscreen Android tablet to control it. It looks great.
You have to sit in a DX Racer to use it. They just lean it back.
Yeah, custom hospital bed. They claim that this thing can be manufactured at scale at a quarter of the price of traditional ventilators, which sounds great because ventilators are quite expensive, actually. These things are still pending FDA approval, but hopefully they're found to be useful and they can start shipping them out.
I mean, if nothing else, like the fact that we're able to come together as a country and fix the very expensive ventilator problem by a bunch of companies trying a bunch of things.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like but it becomes abundantly clear that if if this country had just been a little bit more prepared for a respiratory pandemic, like they all knew was happening eventually, there maybe would have never been a respirator shortage to begin with.
Well, luckily, this will never happen again. All we got to do is get through it, folks.
Just like China got through SARS, and then they never had another coronavirus show up.
Clean as a whistle. No problems at all. Thanks, America.
Thank you.
And you're welcome, world. Anyways, thank you to our patrons and YouTube members for keeping the show going during these very strange, dumb times. If you missed it yesterday, we had a fun stream with our wives and then some friends and supporters, and we played Jackbox for a few hours. So if you want to check that out and you weren't there to see it live, you can watch that. Also, watch the latest Weekly Weird News, where we talked about O.J. Simpson's opinion on whether Carol Baskin actually fed her husband to tigers.
Tiger sashimi.
Yeah.
As he says.
And the bones are buried under the septic tank.
Yep.
We'll probably talk about Weekly Weird News, but the reporter asking Trump if he could pardon.
We'll talk about that on Weekly Weird News.
Stay tuned!
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Bye.